Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for attending. Welcome to Fort Worth, and welcome to the first Critical Issues Forum. Eric has sort of laid the background very nicely for this. I think, there's a saying that I hear on a fairly routine basis about geoscience topics touching the lives of all Americans on a daily basis, and in fact, I've never heard anyone object to that, and I guess I would say it's not only Americans, but it's global society as well. And unfortunately, in terms of these important topics, it's quite rare that the geoscientific discourse and views are part of the broader policy debate and public knowledge base that's developed on these. And certainly the goal of these forums is to change this paradigm and shift it to the development of an approach to bring together a diverse group of experts to discuss some of these emerging issues with the hope of developing a common understanding that would positively impact the deliberative process. So the next couple of days we'll be attempting to do that. Understanding that reasonable people have differences of opinion, but certainly a dialogue and a discussion are a way of basically working through that. And what we'll be doing is we'll be videotaping the presentations, but not the open discussions that follow those. And the speakers have been given release forms, so if you do have objections, we need to be aware of that. And talk to Maeve or any of the staff here, and we'll make sure that we'll meet your wishes. We will also employ the use of clickers, and you should have received one of these at the door. And this is several meetings have used these routinely. I think this is the first we've attempted something like that, and it's quite simple. There's a series of numbers, and you'll see some questions, and we'll go through a couple here as part of the opening remarks. But don't worry about voting twice. It only accepts the last vote you make. And so they're quite simple to use. And Mike Baranovic is going to facilitate our final section. And Mike is with us in the audience today, so he's raising his hand. So Mike, we're most thankful that you're willing to do that. Finally, we'll be producing a summary report, and our plans are to widely distribute this to the policymaking community at national, state, and local levels, and to other groups and individuals as appropriate to get the word out in terms of what happened here. Now today, the inaugural topic is entitled America's Increased Reliance on Natural Gas, Benefits and Risks of a Methane Economy. This topic is both timely and challenging in many, many dimensions, and we'll talk about many of those. We have broken the discussion into 4 parts, the first being an outlook on natural gas supply. The second panel focuses on forecasts in terms of the natural gas demand. The third is environmental health and safety impacts. And the fourth is drivers and barriers to natural gas development in North America. And we feel this is an appropriate way to kind of frame the issue. I want to recognize at this point the organizing committee, and I would ask them to stand. They've done an outstanding job putting together what I would consider to be a really terrific panel. And it includes Scott Cameron, Scott Anderson, Jesse Osabel, and Nick Tu. And I would also, thank you. I would also be remiss if I did not mention the involvement of Bill Fisher, who first approached me last January in terms of this being an appropriate topic, and we're most thankful for his insights and advice as we went along and organized this. So on behalf of AGI, I want to thank this group for organizing such an outstanding program for us. Finally, I want to thank our speakers for agreeing to share their views, insights, and experience. We hope all participants find the forum to be of value. We have organized a program that allows significant open discussion and dialogue. And there are a series of breaks and lunches and dinners this evening. We hope, of course, there's the social aspects to these, but we hope the discussion continues on during those events in terms of what you've heard and your reactions to the program today. So please avail yourself of those opportunities. We think they're terrific. Now, I think when I mentioned a methane economy, it would be worthwhile if we just took a minute to define what that means. We could probably come up with a better definition. This is quite a simple one, but I think it kind of says it all. And it's an economy in which natural gas provides the leading share of primary energy used nationally. Quite simple.